Hey everybody, my name is Andrew Packard, and I will be giving my business canvas model on Volexity. A quick company overview on Volexity. It was founded in 2013 by Stephen Adair. He went to Virginia Tech and studied business information, and is a real expert on cybersecurity, which kind of leads into the company type of Volexity, which it is a cybersecurity IT consulting firm. Its headquarters are in Washington, D.C., and the CEO of the company is Aaron Walters. But just in general, the leaders of Volexity are all very much experts in technology. Um, and some of the main goals of Volexity is to protect volatile memory in business systems, especially from data breaches. That's going to be a huge point of Volexity. And customers of Volexity include both public and private sector companies that are looking to address these modern security challenges that technology poses. Now that we know a little bit about Volexity, we can kind of dive into the business model canvas itself. Um, the value proposition that Volexity offers is really to respond to these business challenges that technology companies have. And they do this through network security monitoring. And they really want to protect um, their company through from data breaches. And especially they do this through individualized. Um, they really adapt to those client needs. They do this through enhanced data analytics. They also have some programs that have threat intelligence. So they really seek to kind of know like what the company actually is having threats from. They have a specialization on RAM, and they also have threat assessments. Some of the main customers, kind of looking at the far right-hand side of the business model, we can see that the customers include both private and public companies, also the US government, and very large and important companies that even include Fortune 500 companies. And the main way they seek to have customer relationships is really through providing quality of service and really seeking to do this through personalized solutions. And a main way they do this is they have a real strength of monitoring and responses. So they're looking to get on the forefront and kind of seek to how they can prevent these data breaches from these technology companies. It's also important to note that they continue to run maintenance after they run their software in the company, and they really adapt to their client needs. Different companies are going to have different potential attackers, and it's important to note that Volexity really seeks to keep this in mind. And the main way they do this is through memory analysis solution platforms. The main one that Volexity has is called Volcano. They also have data collection tools, namely the software that's important to Flexity is called Surge. They also, those are kind of the more virtual and software ways, but they also look to benefit from word of mouth and client referrals. The clients do really like Flexity for the most part, and so those client referrals can actually be very beneficial. Next, kind of looking at the revenue streams, there's different subscription services, especially for their two softwares of Volcano and Surge. They also have one-time or recurring appraisals. And of course, they seek to benefit from the software itself. Now, kind of looking at some of the key partnerships that Volexity has. The main ones are just its clients in general. But I also listed out a few of their key partners in terms of their clients, which is the Atlantic Data Forensics, the government, John Hopkins Applied Physics Lab. They also have an office in Maryland, so Howard County, IronNet Cybersecurity, and Tenable. Those are all some of the major clients of Volexity. So kind of looking at key activities, again, Volexity is seeking to continue to add more and more clients, because that is the main way they're going to be profitable company. but the only way they're going to be able to add clients is through if they're big enough. So they're also looking to continue to hire talented employees, namely software engineers and data scientists. Um, but they also want to continue to research and develop and stay with the times in terms of new techniques that attackers have for data breaching, and kind of seek how for their specific companies they can kind of combat that. So the key resources is the software that they offer. Again, the two main softwares that they offer are Volcano and Surge. And then the also key resources that they have is their employees top to bottom. And especially it's going to be important that their software engineers and developers are continuing to learn more and more about the industry so that they can offer good services. But of course, this does come at a cost. The major costs are paying its employees, but also research and development, especially. Um, some of the other costs as well is paying for their expensive technology and software, and continuing to market their product. So now kind of looking at the proposition design. First, we'll take a look at the right and the customer profile. Some of the gains that customers can get from Volexity is that Volexity is very cost oriented, and they're looking at providing quick solutions to solving these security breaches. And the main way they can actually do this is by giving personalized attention and technology that really seeks to address the specific client needs. I can't stress that enough. That is a very important service that Volexity offers. But some additional services that they do offer is industry reports, and of course, is cutting technology. Um, some of the pains that the customers have, or the breaches are like very devastating and sometimes even embarrassing to the company, and can cost them a lot of money. Um, so the main way that Volexity seeks to really address this issue is through really looking to change the current state and limiting how the attackers can penetrate their technologies. And also Surge can really help with like equipping agents with the technology and capacity to collect that data memory. Finally, on the right hand side, the jobs is really to track the cyber attackers, find the problems in the system, and recapture that data and memory. And again, Volexity really does that through its software, especially Volcano, Surge, and they can also kind of do a deep dive in data threat assessments to see how they can address this issue. And finally, some quick points on why I was interested in Volexity. Cybersecurity is a career path that I'm interested in going to after Notre Dame. I think it's very beneficial to companies. I also think the East Coast and Washington, D.C. is a cool area that I would seek to go into. And finally, I really like the way Volexity seeks to help businesses, and I would really like to learn more about the industry and Volexity itself. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great night.